Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate are charged with moving and selling people in Romania. And you can see it right here. They are officially charged. Not exactly the best picture for them. This controversial influencer, Andrew Tate, has been charged in Romania for raping selling humans, and forming an organized crime group to exploit women. And so this goes on to just formally charge them. And actually what ends up happening is he puts out a response here. Okay, his response is what happens next, and this response got like over 3 million views. Okay, so 3.2 million views, and we're just going to kind of respond to it and see what he's saying, what Top G himself is saying is going to happen. And just going to be my response from a Christian pastor perspective. If you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. This is kind of what I do in response to a bunch of things that are happening in culture. Okay, let's hear it.
So I just wanted to have an informal conversation. I was going to put a suit on and do this formally, but I think it's better if I do this informally. Highlighting some of the things that everybody already knows about how the Matrix operates and what they're trying to do to me and what I believe is going to happen next.
So let's just take off my clothes and let's reply to these very serious allegations, in smoking a cigar with my shirt off.
It's quite interesting that they are attacking me and attempting to vilify me at the exact same time, whereas real predators, which work for the media establishment, are being ousted. So it's really interesting to do a juxtaposition and do a comparison, right, between how they will treat Philip Schofield, who is confirmed as a groomer, who is admitting he has committed sexual crimes, and how they'll treat me, a man with no convictions and no admission of sexual crimes. Look at the differences in the headlines. Look at how soft they are in their interviews with him.
You've had quite the week. How are you?
Look at how now, after only 2 or 3 days, the headlines are saying we should forgive him and feel sorry for him and let him off. Whereas me, who's been under constant media assault for over a year, they never let up. They never change.
Yeah, so that is actually very interesting. The media certainly has their favorites they pander to and play to, and they deem softer on, and they definitely attack more. I mean, I think this is kind of obvious, and different sides too. So like if a conservative media outlet will attack liberals way harsher, and liberals will attack conservatives way harsher. So I think it's certainly a foregone conclusion that that's an obvious one.
Someone sent me a clip yesterday of Philip Schofield saying he's going to kill himself and how sad he is.
Last week, if my daughters hadn't been there, then I wouldn't be here.
Why do they keep pushing me? Why do they keep pushing me, playing the sympathy card? And all the headlines are now like, yeah, we can't keep attacking this poor man. For 1 year they've attacked me, and they will not stop. And this highlights the difference between the people who are on the side of the establishment and the people who are not on the side of the establishment. I've been offered to sell my soul very many times. I want everyone at home to understand, you do not become the most Googled man on earth, especially amongst a demographic of young men which have money to spend, without very large companies and corporations becoming extremely interested in you.
I think that's right. So he is very popularly amongst young men, and I guess he's right, one of the most Googled men on the planet. And if you're a Christian out there watching him, I mean, you got to really take some account into what his message is and compare it to what the Bible is and what Jesus would say. Would Jesus act in this way? And I'm sure like he would bring in, and he has, I believe, drawn the conclusions or comparable lines of between him and certain other martyrs and people who die for religious convictions. He is certainly, I don't think he is that. I don't think he's that person. Maybe he believes himself to be, but for a gentleman who is openly a womanizer, openly says he has sexual access, openly promotes violence, openly just says, like, has taught about having webcams and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of counterintuitive about to what the Bible says about relationships and marriage. So maybe stuff about masculinity really resonates with a lot of, and it's really a backlash, right? Like culture is kind of make men more effeminate, in my opinion, like, you know, more in touch, less stoic, blah, blah, blah. And he is having a reactionary response, and a lot of guys are resonating with it. And so they'll take, you know, one good thing that he says, and then they'll adopt all of it, which I think is very dangerous. We have to look at everything with a framework, with a biblical lens. So there might be some things that might be, I mean, I might agree on, but then there are definitely some big parts of his philosophies that I definitely don't agree on. And so, I mean, yes, all that to say, he is one of the most Googled men on earth, and very popular amongst young men, which I'm just saying you should be careful.
I've been offered $50 to $60 million by companies I'm not going to name. All I had to do was shut up. Shut up, take the money, wear the stupid hat, wave around the stupid drink, whatever it is, and continue to agree with whatever the Matrix says, regardless of my own personal feelings, my personal views and beliefs, and just push it on the minds of young children. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to sell my soul. If I would have sold my soul to a large corporation, and then this attack happened, which I very much doubt this level of Matrix attack would have even happened to me, but if it did, then this large corporation would speak to the media, and the media would be treating me like they treat Philip Schofield. They wouldn't be treating me as an enemy. They would treat me as an ally. All I had to do was sell my soul.
So he's saying sell his soul. I'm not sure if, I mean, that's from Christian ears, it's huge. But I don't think taking advertisements is selling your soul, you know, being paid to promote something. I don't know what it is. He didn't say the company, but that is different. That is different. Selling your soul is like, it's like your soul is like to like the devil. And I don't know what company he's talking about, but he definitely takes advertisements from Minect. So I don't know.
And I refused. The recent BBC interview that took place, I don't think most people understand genuinely how snaky that interview was.
Snaky for a Cobra Tate?
The reason I had to destroy her so ruthlessly is because of how the interview was set up. When I was in jail.
He said destroy her so ruthlessly.
The BBC was constantly trying to get me to give an interview over the phone, and I refused. When I left jail, the BBC begged me for an interview, daily, begging me. And for 3 months, I refused. Eventually, once I understood, after my 3rd month of house arrest, what the Romanian government is going to do to me, which we're going to discuss shortly, I thought now would be a good time to give an interview. BBC begged me, saying that Romania has one of the most corrupt justice systems in Europe, that there's serious problems with the case, lots of evidence that's been leaked shows Andrew's innocent, that Andrew's side of the story hasn't been heard, that we're interested in fair and unbiased journalism, that we don't want to come there and do a hit piece, we want to speak to him and try and find out the truth of what's happening. In fact, we're going to send you the questions we want to ask in advance. I'm not a coward. I never ask for questions in advance. I don't care because I'm a professional and I will destroy anyone instantly. But they sent us a list of questions, which was shown to me, and I was like, well, those are actually interesting questions. What's my mental health like? What's Romanian jail like? What's it like being in a courtroom where everyone's speaking a language you don't understand and having your liberty deprived of you? I thought this is going to be an interesting interview. I agreed. The BBC, all nice smiles and all lies, sent us this entire spiel, turned up, turned the cameras on, sat down, and attacked me.
Have you ever put any and applied any psychological control on any of the women you dated? Or
No, and I respect women. This idea that I'm so much smarter that I can hypnotize somebody, I think is extremely misogynistic idea. I think your idea is misogynistic to believe that women don't have their own free thoughts and free minds.
He turned it. He called them misogynistic.
They attempted to sucker punch me. They attempted to shake my hand and knock me out with a sucker punch once the cameras were on, to hit me when I was off guard. They expected me to be off guard, ready to talk about my mental health, and hit me with these questions and me make a fool of myself, unaware that I'm a master of Aikido. And when you attempt to sucker punch me, it simply misses, and I destroy it.
I'm a master of, yo. He is that line. That was not. That's why he's got his shirt off. That is not a. This is a professional setting. You know that's pretty funny though. That's pretty freaking funny.
I think we're done. Yep.
Unmatched perspicacity. Just because I'm the best there's ever been, and me.
Okay, he's definitely slipped into WWE character mode right now, Andrew Tate.
With my quick thinking and nearly incomparable wit, can sit and destroy a professional reporter and her entire research team's preparation. Just because I make that look easy doesn't mean I should be forced to succumb to these unfortunate circumstances. 99% of the population, if they were tricked the way I was tricked, would look a fool on camera. They were very prepared to try and make a fool of me. But I'm the best there's ever been. Did they do this to Philip Schofield? No.
Okay, so Andrew Tate is really good at like weaving in and out of this WWE character while still trying to make his point. But he's allowing options for people to like interpret it as like, you know, sarcastic, over top, or bombastic. And so I think that's part of just his persona online. I think that's, but that does get tripped up because a lot of people don't know when he's joking and when he's not, and especially like, hey, you know what? Especially in your terms of relationships and stuff, that could be very dangerous.
Where was the BBC's outrage when Rolf Harris or Jimmy Savile were touching children? They don't care. Where's the BBC's outrage when certain other people, high level in society, members of the royal family, are caught having pictures with minors? They don't care.
Yo, that's real. Yeah, why is that guy? Why is he not? That's so true. That's so true.
But they will continue to try and convince you that I am something I am not on repeat over and over and over again. These people are worse than disingenuous.
Hold on. So, first of all, he was known for like having webcam businesses, and I know he said that this was a popular thing in Romania, but I mean, at least this is for a Christian, not a strong moral stance to stand on. You know, you don't have a strong moral foundation when you're saying like, hey, yeah, I got started being rich by, you know, starting a webcam business with, you know, these girls and making pornography and all that kind of stuff.
They are worse than simply liars. They are evil. They are a club. And if you sell your soul and join the club, they offer you protection. And if you don't, they aim to destroy you, which is what they're trying to do to me. The reason I decided to give the interview to the BBC is because I now believe that the next step, and I'm going to call it, because I've called everything that's happened to me so far. Look at my old interviews. I said, stage 2, they're going to try and put me in jail. I understand that you get 3 strikes in this game. Strike 1 is they try and shut you up and discredit you, which I've just been through. Strike 2 is they try and put you in jail for no reason. And strike 3 is they kill you.
The truth is this. So I knew it was coming. I absolutely not knew it was coming because of how orchestrated it was. The only thing, and I'll state this at the beginning, the only reason I'm upset by being canceled is because I've expired one of my lives. I mean, I'd never kill myself. Don't fucking try. But, bruv, because that's what's next. That's what's next. It's scary. I'm telling you, everyone thinks I'm paranoid. Everyone thinks I'm crazy.
So it's like every single organization on the face of the planet is corrupt. This is what I say to people. I say, listen, and I'm going to say this on this podcast now because I say it on every other one. I would never, ever kill myself. I truly believe they're going to come and they're going to try and kill me on a long enough time frame because they tried to shut me up and I won't shut up. They're either going to try and put me in jail or they're going to kill me. And I would never kill myself under any circumstances ever. And the reason I say this, and I say this to people, and they go, but what can they put you in jail for? And I'm like, how ignorant are you in your ignorance to believe they need a reason?
You believe it's fair. You believe I can get a lawyer and prove myself innocent. That's not how it works. They decide you're guilty long before and they find a reason why. And it doesn't matter what you do about it, you will pay the fucking price. It's not fair. None of it is. Every single system's corrupt. It actually annoys me when people say that to me. Well, just get a lawyer. Why? They can't put you in jail if you're innocent. Yes, they fucking can. And that's what people don't understand about the world. They can and they do and they fucking will. And that's what's scary.
I'm going to call what's going to happen.
I will say that, like, I think you could raise the questions, right? Like, did he know he was doing some wrong, shady things, and eventually it might catch up to him? Was he getting tip-offs? Was he understanding, like, oh, I'm getting more famous. Oh, I'm saying a lot of stuff. Oh, I said some stuff. You know, like, I know my own past, and yeah, I think they could get me. And I think that's an issue. But I also, at the same time, I think that he's partially right there. I think that they can throw people away in prison for, reasons that they just kind of make up. And they certainly can attack you in the public eye and make you guilty without actually finding you guilty. And I think they did that against him in the last, before this indictment. There was only just accusations or speculation, and so they did that already, and now they're just indicting him. They're officially charging him, and I think that's off. But then again, I don't know how they operate in Romania. I mean, I can't hold Romania to the same standard as the United States, like innocent till proved guilty. I don't even know if that. I think that's an American thing. I'm not sure if that's a worldwide thing. Might not be. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue.
Next, the Matrix is extremely angry. And they are angry because their weapons aren't working. I remain unfazed. This is the first time in history someone who was canceled became more popular than before. This is the first time in history where a full broadside of media lies for over a year across every single outlet that they control has failed. Nobody believes them. Nobody. So now what do? Well, I believe the UK is going to try and raise charges against me. Don't know what for.
And I also think that there's a lot of distrust in the media. I think what's happening before this, like, I guess this pre-COVID area, there was like an abundance of information, and it was the information age. And now I believe we're going into a de-information age or misinformation age, when there's just like a whole lot of misinformation out there and lies and all that stuff. And people are getting really, really skeptical. Really, really untrusting for big outlets of not just media, but like government or research or all that kind of stuff. And I'm not sure if it's good or bad. I mean, let me know what you think in the comment section below.
I've done nothing wrong. Something's going to appear from nowhere. In fact, I will say that I have some very high-level friends and some whistleblowers who are confirming exactly that to me. That they've looked at me and thought, we have to get this guy. What's he done? Nothing. Find something. Who cares? Get some papers. Move some papers around, get a judge who'll stamp them, and put him in jail. It doesn't matter that I've done nothing wrong. I also want to say that I believe the Romanian government is going to charge me. They're not going to charge me because they have any evidence, and they're not going to charge me because I'm guilty of anything. They're going to charge me because after a 14-month investigation, 6 months of arrest, which is the maximum they can possibly give me without charge, I don't think they can just drop this. Imagine they just drop this tomorrow. Oh, we made it all up. Imagine that. What choice do they have but to charge me? If they charge me, I have to go to trial. Now, of course, I still believe in Romanian justice. I really, truly believe that even with Romanian justice systems or matrix-controlled justice systems, I will be found innocent. Because I know the case file, I know what's in it. But that's going to take years. They're going to waste 1.5 to 2 years of my life, make me go to trial. Then when I'm found not guilty, it's been years.
That is going to be a big problem. I mean, that is like using the system and weaponizing the system. I feel like these trials and these things should be taken care of quickly. To drag it out for years, you definitely tarnish their reputation. You steal years from their life, and you reduce the ability. There should be some kind of recourse on the other side of it. So if they don't find this guy guilty,
who cares, right? Distance from event. If they drop it now, it's the biggest story in the world. They can't drop it. They're going to charge me. They're not going to charge me because I've done anything wrong. They're going to charge me because that's how the Matrix works. Unfortunately, I'm up against an enemy which I can't really, truly beat. I can't beat them. All I can do is continue to discredit them to the point where nobody believes them anymore. And I cannot do that without having perspicacious, intelligent people at home who are analyzing the situation and truly understand what is happening to me. If I have to martyr myself, if I have to some degree sacrifice my liberty and the quality of my life to highlight how the Matrix operates, how the legal system and the media work hand in hand to try and convince the populace somebody is guilty before a judge says they are guilty because they have pre-decided to say this person is guilty because of his wrongthink. If I have to sacrifice myself to do those things, then I guess at least my imprisonment is a noble one. And I'm a man. And although Romanian jail is as close to hell as you can find on planet Earth, if I have to suffer it, I will do that because I will not sell my soul. The point is,
oh, the martyr, he's definitely playing himself up as some kind of like a, religious zealot, this higher ground of morality than, I just don't buy it. I don't think he has a higher ground of morality than anyone else, but everyone is a hero in their own eyes.
This video is only to highlight and make clear the differences in how the people inside of the club are treated versus the people who are outside of the club. And also for me to predict the future for everyone to understand when new charges come, when new countries attempt to attack me, when the Matrix unrelentingly continues to print lies about me and try to convince the world that I am a bad person, I hope it does nothing else but show the world that I am a good person. These people are liars. The people they tell you are good.
See, this is where I have another issue. It's like he's making himself to be like this good person. He's done nothing wrong, totally innocent, and maybe he has. And I don't know if it's true. Any of these allegations are true. What he's done with women, or what he hasn't or hasn't done with women, or the traffic or whatever. But there's this like moral black and white line that they're evil and I'm good, and they're liars, and it's just as a Christian, I think I just take things very analytically. You read like, okay, some of this is good, some of this is bad. What can we sift through?
Are not good. The people they tell you are bad are the good ones. Do not believe a word that they say. All in all, my predictions for the future are not certain. My future is certainly not certain. Whether I'll continue to breathe or continue to be free, nobody knows. But the one thing I can guarantee to absolutely everybody at home, and anybody who believes in me and my message, and anybody who listens to me speak, I will never sell my soul, I will never be controlled, and I will never lie.
Yeah, so if you want a free Top G, he's got a $99 t-shirt, if you can see here, free Tate. Listen, I don't know what's happening. With the case. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not an expert. I didn't see the case file. I don't know Romanian law. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. But what I do know is this, that there are people out there. Everyone is a sinner. Everyone has some degree of guilt and shame and sin attached to them. And because of that, we as Christians need to view every person through the lens of the Bible and of the gospel, and not just take everything that they are. Otherwise, we're disciples of them. You don't want to be a disciple of Andrew Tate. You want to be a disciple of Jesus. I don't know what's going to happen for him. I hope it all works out. I hope the justice is served, however way it's served, for either him or for these women. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'll attach some videos here that are related to Tate too.